John here, and just finished the live commentary, rant commentary for Jaws the Revenge, Jaws 4, whatever you want to call it. And, okay, to backtrack for a second, Jaws, the first movie, is a classic. It's one of my favorite films, definitely in the top five for me. It's a great movie with great characters, and, the film, it was a gamble. I mean, Steven Spielberg, you know, it launched his career, and you know, great score by John Williams, and great character development and so on. And it's a classic. Jaws 2, I enjoy. Jaws 2 is a very fun follow up to the first movie. I get it's made, you can say it's a step down from Jaws, but I still enjoy Jaws 2. Roy Scheider's good in the film. You have Lorraine Gary. She comes back as the wife, and they touch more on the relationship in that movie, and it feels more like a slasher. You have the Freddy Krueger look with the shark, from being burned, and it's, again, takes more of a slasher direction. I enjoy Jaws 2. Jaws 3 or Jaws 3D, yes, I can admit the 3D is not the best, and I can scoff at some of the 3D shots in the film. But I like Dennis Quaid, his character. I liked his Mike Brody. I like Louis Gossett Jr. in the film. Bess Armstrong. Some good cast. I like some of the cast in the film. And there's a couple of interesting kills. Yeah, you can say, for a film that takes place in a park, and, you have this undersea kingdom, that maybe they could have done more with that, or maybe you could have had the entire film be that, where it takes place in the undersea kingdom, and maybe you could have flooded the facilities, and it could have been more of like how you would see in Deep Blue Sea. Make it more of like a survival thriller type. Maybe it could have made the film better, take out the 3D, but again, that's just an idea that I have. But I still like Jaws 3. Yeah, again, 3D shots, the 3D aspect of the film, I can leave, like, you can take that out of the movie. Um, I know that what they were trying to do at the time, they were trying to do what other films were doing, but it just didn't work. But again, I like some of the cast. So I can watch it as a, decent time waster. But when you get to this movie, Jaws the Revenge, this, the tagline says, this time it's personal. I'm taking it personal. I'm offended by this movie, and happened to, just got done doing a live rant commentary on Jaws the Revenge, and that was tough because I saw the film again recently to prep up to get ready for this rant, and did a live commentary, for you guys, because I try to do a live commentary for Jaws, the first movie, and the stream gave out. So I figured try again, but this time do it on Jaws the Revenge and have some fun ranting on this garbage, because that's what this film is. It's garbage. I mean, you have the plot. I'm not going to really get into all that much, but it just, from the get-go, it doesn't make any sense. The shark, we have a shark kills Sean Brody. So you got one of the Brodies that gets killed. You have Lorraine Gary is your lead character, but not really your lead. Like, it goes back and forth between Lorraine Gary and Lance Guest. No one's really the main character, but you can say Lorraine Gary because she's the one that goes with Lance Guest to the Bahamas to get away from Amity. But Roy Scheider, they mention how his character dies of a heart attack, and I'm like, this is stupid. And Roy Scheider, he didn't do he for Jaws 3, he did Blue Thunder instead to avoid Jaws 3, and I can understand. Blue Thunder is a better movie, but killing off Chief Brody, which I didn't really go a whole lot into, with my live commentary, but it's just fucking stupid. Saying that his character died of a heart attack. This movie is a heart attack. This movie can give you a heart attack. And Lorraine Gary, again, she gets away from Amity to go to the Bahamas with her son, who is studying snails, with Mario Van Peebles and his fake accent that you can't buy and believe in. But the shark is able to follow the Brodies to the Bahamas. And you're like, nothing makes sense because the novelization, the book, from what I understand, touches on how there's this witch doctor that puts a curse on the Brodies and like orders the shark to track the Brodies to the Bahamas, which is why the shark follows the family to the Bahamas, because it's cursed, or there's a curse on the family, and the shark is sent by the witch doctor. Again, this is stuff that is mentioned in the novel, and maybe, if I'm wrong in some area, with that, please correct me, but those are some aspects from the novelization, which is because in this film, like in the beginning, you have Lance Guest, his character mentions something about voodoo, and you wonder why Lorraine Gary's character has this like psychic third eye with the shark, like a link to the shark, that she can sense the shark coming. So nothing makes sense. The acting, Lorraine Gary, she's not good here. She's good in the first two movies, but here, like, it seems like in the first 30 minutes of the film, her character cries a lot. And then throughout the film, like, she's connected to the shark. Like, she can hear the shark, or, she has like a psychic connection. Lance Guest, he's great in The Last Starfighter, but he's wasted here. I don't know why. How do you go from The Last Starfighter to this movie? I mean, great actor, but I don't know why he did this movie. Mario Van Peebles, another great actor, but, his fake accent, I can't buy, I can't believe in. I prefer other films with Mario Van Peebles, not this movie. Michael Caine as the pilot character, which apparently he did this movie for a house. That's what someone said in my recent live commentary. I know at the time, he was receiving an Oscar for a different movie, but he couldn't show up for that because he was too busy filming this. Michael Caine, what were you thinking? Why did you do this movie? That's the question I want to ask Michael Caine. And, and there's more to his character that you don't know about. That his character was a drug smuggler in the book. So you got Michael smuggling the cane, if you will. And, again, throughout the film, Lance Guest, they're investigating snails in the Bahamas. And I will admit some of the underwater shots are not bad. There's some cool underwater shots, but I mean, the shark itself looks bad, and it looks like it's getting ready to break down any second. Like, the way it moves, it looks even more fake. People can say what they want about Jaws 3, but by the time you get to this movie and you look at the shark and the way it moves and the way it was designed, you wonder if someone was on drugs when they designed this creature, designed the shark here. Like, how does someone, say, that looks good, let's go with that? I mean, and, at times, there's scenes that just go nowhere. As far as body count, you have, 3 or 4 people that get eaten in the film, but it's lame. And lame scenes like, where the shark attacks the banana boat and that one girl gets eaten. And, of course, I know, we talked about in the live stream about Judith Barzee. She's in the film. She was the voice of Ducky in Land Before Time. And, what happened with her in real life, it really pisses me off because if you don't know the whole story there with Judith Barzee, definitely it just pisses me off. And I can't understand why a girl like that sweet and cute, and why would her father, a piece of shit, do that. But again, I hope he's in hell and his maggots. I hope the maggots are eating his body and shit like that. But I don't want to go off too much like that. I did some in my commentary, my live commentary, but anyways, getting back to the film, and then throughout the film you would have the shark roar like a lion. Like why does the shark sound like the MGM lion? It just, I can't explain. No one could. Someone please. Does a shark roar? No. A shark does not roar. But it does in this movie. Why? Don't know why. But it's fucking stupid. And then you get getting to the end of the film where Lorraine Gary is on a rampage and she wants to get revenge on the shark for attacking, Judith Barzee in the banana boat. And she goes out on the boat, hunting for the shark. And, meanwhile, and this is not, and I'm talking about the end of the film. I forgot about how early on in the film, you would have scenes that would rip off from the first movie, Jaws. Jaws did it better, like the dinner scene. Roy Scheider having the moment with his son doing this and, doing that. And they do it here again. And this time it's not as touching. It's lame. It's crappy. Whatever word you want to use. It's just... So you copy scenes from the first movie that's not as good. And it's poorly done. But again, getting towards the end, how I mentioned, Lorraine Gary, she's going after the shark. And Michael Caine is trying to save her, crashes his plane into the water. And Michael Caine gets taken down. How did Michael Caine get out of there? Let alone Mari Van Peebles later. I don't understand. How did Michael Caine get out? But I shouldn't think about it too much. And then you have the scene where they're flashing the shark with this impulse thing and it's popping out of the water and roaring like a lion. And then finally his comeuppance he gets impaled by the mast or whatever, some kind of the front of the ship. And he explodes. The shark explodes. And I can laugh at this movie. You can certainly laugh at this movie. If people say this is a comedy, I could almost buy it because of how ridiculous it is. When you have sharks roar, you have Lorraine Gary's character having flashbacks, not her flashbacks, having flashbacks to the first movie, to Roy Scheider's character at the end. I'm like, how can you have his flashbacks? You weren't there. And then so you have bad flashback scenes that are copied from the original, a waste of talent in Lance Guest and Mari Van Peebles and Michael Caine, who's there for a check. And then I forgot about Mari Van Peebles, his character being taken by the shark. I could maybe understand Michael Caine getting out, but I can't understand Mari Van Peebles. But he's able to get out anyway. He's able to escape. And then you can tell by the end when, all is fine and the shark is dead, that if you look at the backdrop in the ocean, you can tell they're in some kind of pool or something because the clouds are very, like they're on some kind of stage. That's how bad and shitty it is. But again, I can't understand how Mari Van Peebles got out. And I know there's a different ending out there where the shark gets impaled, and that just looks even more stupid. no matter which ending or comeuppance you would have went with, it still looks stupid. He gets impaled, he explodes. It's stupid. He gets impaled, and it's like the whole shark is, like his whole body is out of the water, which you can find on YouTube. Again, both endings are stupid. No matter what you would have went with. And again, nothing makes sense in this movie. I try to make sense of it, but I can't. It's just one of those movies. Is it one of the worst sequels ever? It's up there, but I've seen worse. I've been through Cyborg 2. I've been through Cyborg 3. Those are some really bad sequels. Shark Attack 2 is boring. Shark Attack 3, thinking about that one, you can say that's more funnier because it's more ridiculous, because it's a megalodon and there's a lot of funny moments, I guess. Like, you could laugh at Shark Attack 3 more, but this, like, it tries to be serious and it's way too stupid. You can't... And Lorraine Gary, she didn't do anything after this movie. This was her last movie, so what happened? She was good in the first two movies. She's not even that good here. So it's like the film killed her career. I don't know what else this guy's directed. Joseph Sargent. Maybe somebody out there can let me know what else he's directed. But piss poor direction. I don't think piss poor is being too kind. No, shitty direction. You take this to the Bahamas, and the shark is following the Brody family. That doesn't make any sense. And I know people might ask, well, what if you would have had the things from the novel in there? But still doesn't make any sense. The more I think about it, would have been more shitty. But anyway, I don't know what more I can add to this movie because I just came off did a rant commentary live of this movie. If people like it as like a comedy, fine, but you can get some laughs out of this movie because of how bad it is and how ridiculous the film is. But with the talent in here, like Lance Guest and Michael Caine, and it's like, why did you make this movie? And then the shark is so bad. Some of the underwater shots and some of the score is not bad, but it's so outweighed by the film's shittiness. And I don't know what else to add here, but yeah, Jaws: The Revenge, Jaws 4 sucks. And that's all I have for now. But yeah, that's all again, I did a whole live commentary rant. I'm kind of done at this point, but thank you for watching. Yeah, this movie is garbage, but thank you for watching and have a good day.